I keep having this image in my mind for your soul's journey, and I'm going to explain it through an illustration and also a practice that's used among Japanese culture. So, in Japanese culture, there is a word called kintsugi. Kintsugi is essentially the act of when a vessel breaks, it's not discarded, but instead it's actually honored. And what they do is they glue together these pieces. So, like, imagine a vase breaks and it's this glass vase. And instead of trying to hide the fracture or just throw it away and again, just remove it, they honor it. And when they honor it, they glue it back together with gold. And so it becomes, I'm hearing, a vast network of memorable experiences that create the being that we see today, that I see in front of me today. And that's what I see. It's probably one of the greatest metaphors for your soul's journey. And so I'll probably throw in some illustrations and share with you the downloads that I got around this. And then we're just going to do a short reading for it. But yeah, it's something that I really wanted to honor and also honor you. There's a way in which you're being called to also honor yourself and hold yourself within, your life experiences, because alchemy is not just something that you learn about, it's something that you actually move through, and it's something that you undergo. It asks you to enter the furnace willingly and to sit in the darkness for long enough so that something deeper can emerge from you. And every life that has ever genuinely transformed passes through this process fast. Whether you call it alchemy or not, it's the integration, which is not to eliminate the negative emotion, but actually to expand your range of perception and how you were previously perceiving an experience in your life, and actually be able to, I'm hearing, interpret it through the lens of the soul. So there's something you're translating from that higher perspective, from that gold, and that is your gold. What fascinates me the most about kintsugi is that the gold is not the break itself, but the gold is actually what returns to the break, right? You return to that life experience and you're able to extract the gold from it, right? You're able to extract that wisdom. The gold is being able to look back at your life experience from the lens of source, something that once led to like profound suffering when you viewed it, and actually instead see it through the lens of the healed self, the integrated self, the higher self, which is the lens of understanding and also the lens of compassion, not just for yourself, but also being able to put yourself in the shoes of another and understand that in the end, we are all doing the best that we can with the level of awareness and consciousness in which we're operating on. Raising your frequency then becomes inseparable from shadow work itself. This is the act of performing alchemy, and it's something that you're doing consistently every time you exercise these shifts of perspective, because energy doesn't disappear, it only reallocates. So you don't eliminate pain and sorrow, instead you alchemize it by transforming your relationship to the event that could have caused suffering. I'm hearing it as in a previous lifetime, so it can feel like it's something that's so far ahead in parallels. I'm seeing it as jumping through many parallels, something that could have been a huge event in your life once upon a time that you used to trip over, you're now able to effortlessly walk over now. So the event doesn't change, but instead your relationship to it becomes transformed. So the crack remains in the vase that has broken, yet it no longer leaks life force, because it's not something that leaves a heavy emotional residue anymore. Instead, you've fully been able to integrate the experience. And that's what true healing looks like. It's not erasing the past, but it's the transmutation of it. The moment that you can look back upon an experience that once activated fear and anger and grief and shame, or things like resentment, and finally discover that it no longer controls your emotional body in the same way. Instead, the charge has dissolved because you've been able to integrate the wisdom. And this is the gold. This is part of your emotional maturity and this true maturation, which is the remembrance that you are more non-physical than you are physical. It's the mechanics of spirit navigating the physical form. So it's the deep integration of the experience, seeing it from the perspective of the soul while regulating your nervous system, right? While being able to have your carbon-based life form stay in a harmonic, peaceful, and I almost want to say, again, just regulated state of being where you can maintain internal harmony while looking back at external chaotic events. You can see it through the lens of the cosmos itself. This reminded me a lot of the Sun card, and it's a reminder that wherever we travel in life and whatever path we walk, the light travels with us. This wisdom, this knowing, this eternal light, it's something that we can carry. And that is the essence of compassion itself. How do you feel when you're being held by the sun? You know, you feel warm, you feel like you're held in that acceptance. So the question becomes, my love, can you allow yourself to be held throughout life experiences? And can you trust your own divinity enough to remain present during the transformation? Because the gold isn't what happens to you. Instead, the gold is the consciousness that returns to the experience, transformed by it. And that's alchemy. That is kintsugi. And it's the soul remembering its own light. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you right there. I want this to be a short and sweet message for today. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because I would love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. And let me know, what was the kintsugi event for you guys? What is it that you feel like you're repairing and healing and integrating as far as your life experiences? And what have you come out transformed on the other side of? So, until next time, bye.